Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Margarita from the Centro Colombo Americana Bucaramanga. Our whole team, Elena Arenas, the cultural director, Rosabel, Diego, and myself, are very happy to have here with us Mateo Merchan. Mateo Merchan is a graduate performer and artist from the Pontificia Universidad Javeriana in Bogotá. He has starred in several TV and movies, including Sierra Madre and North American production. He is now focusing on growing mushrooms and making them a profitable business. He began with, psilocybin,
Psilocybin.
psilocybin mushrooms, and has now moved to producing gourmet mushrooms, seeking other markets and business opportunity. Thank you, Mateo, for being here with us. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very glad to um, to be here in a conversation with you. I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I wanted to start talking about your studies. Maybe
Yes.
how did your training at the university maybe shape your approach to performance and creativity?
All right. Thank you for asking. So, first off, I didn't begin as an actor or as a performer. Actually, I was just hired as a natural actor uh, for my mates in social communication. They needed actors for their short films and their school projects. So they hired me for very, very low amounts of money,
Mm-hmm.
like 30,000 the whole day, and it was maybe 10 hours.
Well,
So that's how I got into the business. And slowly I started doing more and more short films, and then that was when the university offered the bachelor degree in performing arts.
mm-hmm. What would you say, like, because you started supporting maybe your friends and doing some small projects, but was that interest always present in your life, or how did you got like what did you see in this that make it so appealing and make you pursue this path?
Well, first off, it seemed like my mates were very happy with my work or with my performance in the short films, and I always had a very loving eye for movies, and then yes, I feel like admiration for my for very good actors got me interested in acting.
Do you have like any defining moment from your work in TV or films, like any particular you want to highlight?
Yeah, well, because of my phenotype, I'm always hired to hold a gun and, uh, ask people for their belongings and maybe kill or, yeah, threat, threaten people in general. So it was kind of exciting for me and new for me because I come from from a context where I've never held a gun before and pointed at someone like give me your belongings. So I had to go through all the process of learning how to do it. I mean, it's not like you need to receive instruction on how to threaten someone, but I feel like that was hard for me. And after I got it into my body, into my acting, I was able to do some other things that are not necessarily related um, to holding a gun, just to get into the action and not think too much, just do whatever is expected of me without overthinking. And for example, now I'm filming this TV series where I'm not expected to hold a gun, but I'm an antagonist as well.
Mhm.
And it's been different. I think that from all the characters I've done, this is the the one that's more similar to me.
Yeah, I was about to say that those characters you describe are like so different from what you really are.
Yeah.
And I mean, I cannot, I mean, it's like a very challenging job and a very challenging task to embody something so different, but that's what actors do. And you participate now in a series of TVs and movies, so I think I mean, you've done a really great job with those. And how would you describe, like, for example, for people who don't know, how is, for example, a day in your life of shooting? How does that work? What are the challenges you face, like on a day to day on your job?
Okay, so one of the challenges I face in my duty in my job is to be able to adapt quickly. So you always receive the script beforehand, and you read it, you learn your lines, but you have no one to rehearse with.
Mm,
So you have already an idea of what the scene looks like, of what you need to do, and what how the other actor must respond. But then I feel like the real job is getting in on set and being able to adapt to whatever a director is asking you. Because I think, for example, for TV at least, the screenwriters, they need to do a lot of scripts. They're basically a factory, and they don't always focus on your character. So
okay.
the lines they're writing, they're just not taken care of.
Hmm.
It's like just anything. So you as an actor, you need to get into the script and yeah, maybe try to find out what the screenwriter is actually trying to convey with the line. Because I've had to change so many lines from my characters just because I don't understand them. It's nonsense. It seems like nonsense, but my actual work is getting on set, trying to find out in a very, very quick way how to get into the line, and yeah, being able to change it.
And for example, when you get to set, like, I don't know how it works really, but is there like a lot of rehearsal, or do you get to shot the scenes maybe more than once, or it's just like on the go, like,
Well, that depends. For example,
okay.
if you're on TV, since everything is so fast, yeah, it also depends on the director. For example, in the series, I've been working with three directors,
Hmm.
and yeah, there was only one of them who actually sat with the other actress and me for maybe 10 or 7 minutes. Yeah, trying to rehearse and go over the scene over and over.
Hmm.
But the other two directors, they're just, oh, let's rehearse once, and yeah, let's do a take after that. So it's kind of difficult. It doesn't always depend on me. It mostly depends on the director, who is, well, trying to manage everyone's time and make the most out of it.
Wow, so it's a very high-paced environment, and it requires a lot of preparation beforehand, before the shoot for you. Um,
Mm, yeah, tell
do
me.
you have like maybe could you talk a little bit about one character that you played that has stuck with you, or something that you can tell us about, maybe one of your projects that you're working in right now?
Yeah, thank you for asking. That's an interesting question because I feel that all of my characters have taught me different things about how to behave, how to get into action. This time, I feel like maybe the most important experience I had in TV was actually the shortest one also.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, um, when you're beginning as an actor, you have there's this idea that you're good if
Mm-hmm.
you say the lines exactly how they're written, and
Yeah.
that's basically like a test of skill. But no, that's where I actually found out what the character really needed to say in that situation, not what was written.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, for example, with that character, I felt like I was actually auditioning for um a more important character, but that character was kind of silly, kind of irreflexive, and the
Mm-hmm.
one that I got was the opposite, which was actually how I felt the character should be. So yeah, I really liked that experience.
And you're a dancer as well. And maybe not in a, I'm not sure, but in the roles you've played, there's maybe not a lot of dance, but a lot of choreography involved because of how the scenes are shoot. And you mentioned the like the rehearsing parts are quite short, but um how does, because I know there's a lot of choreography involved in every scene and it has to be like really well thought out before the shooting. um is there like something you'd like to play in the future that is more related to dance, or is this something that's not interested to you, or
Well, that's a confusing question for me because I feel that I movement is the line of one of my lines of work,
mm-hmm,
but I feel more comfortable at improvising, getting into the flow and move like myself in
mm-hmm,
present time, not having something predetermined in the movement choreography that
okay,
I would like to repeat. I would definitely like to keep on working with movement. There's just some very personal and I feel aesthetic yeah elements within dance that I
mm-hmm,
get in conflict with sometimes. So yeah, I look forward to maybe playing a dancer, maybe playing a fighter, a warrior, which also
mm-hmm.
requires a lot of choreography. um yeah, but if you ask me what I would really like to play in the future, I would really like to play Michel Foucault, a philosopher,
Mm-hmm.
someone very smart. uh yeah, maybe a crazy person. Yeah, I
That
feel eager to finding one of those characters.
that would be awesome. I think it'd
I
be a
know.
great crazy person.
And in a movie this time, I would rather not be in TV series. They're too
Okay,
superficial, too fast to film, and I rather take my time, sit with the director, try to find out what the character is feeling. So yeah, I would definitely like to play a mentally ill person for a movie.
that sounds awesome. And
Thanks.
mm, do you see, well, because you also are working with mushrooms, that is one of your like in big interest at the moment. Could you talk a little bit, how does that work? What exactly do you do?
Well, yes, I grow mushrooms from the start.
Mm-hmm,
If you grow mushrooms from the start, you obviously need to get the seed elsewhere and buy it. At this point, I don't buy any seeds, I just produce my own.
uh-huh,
And yeah, I began working with psilocybin mushrooms, and yeah, I had great success in that. But since they're illegal substances because
mm-hmm,
they are hallucinogenic,
mm-hmm,
well, yeah, I rather start growing the non-hallucinogenic ones just for people to get to know them better, because there are so many taboos and
mm,
wrong,
prejudice, yeah,
yes, and wrong opinions about drugs and
mm,
specifically these magic mushrooms, that I feel that the best way to approach the yeah, the people who don't know mushrooms is through the non-hallucinogenic ones, which are
mm-hmm.
very yummy, by the way, and they have a lot of benefits for your health.
Yeah, they do, and I think it's like a, I don't know, I don't know if that like a trending business, but there's a lot of well, I've seen a lot of advertisements related to like essential oils that include a lot of mushroom related essence or
Yeah.
things like that. And I've seen one that it actually came, I think last week. It was not for people, but for dogs to make them relax.
Wow. Was it like an ointment, like something to put on the skin?
I'm not sure if it was an ointment, but it was, I don't know if you like put some drops on the water of the dog or something.
Oh, okay. Yes, I think I understand. Yes.
And I just saw like the advertisement really fast, and I was like, wow. uh
And dogs are supposed to drink them. Yes.
yes, yeah, like
Okay.
to make them calm or something. But I don't know, I find it like really curious. And I
That sounds very
understand,
nice.
yeah, there's a lot of misunderstanding and a lot of prejudice regarding substance consumption and mushrooms, but I think there's a lot of misunderstanding on what they really are and what the benefits they can bring you, because there's a bunch of them. But I think it's
Exactly.
like a growing business, or people are a little bit more open today. Like I don't know, I think some people like see this in a like in a better site than before maybe. But I'm really glad that this business is doing good for you.
Thank you. Now that you mentioned it, yeah, for example, my grandmother, she used
Hmm.
to tell me that you were not able to find mushrooms in supermarkets for eating.
Hmm.
So yeah, being able to produce mushrooms for people to eat, like at a commercial scale, that's something that's yeah, kind of new, you know. And since people are becoming more and more vegan or veggie, mushrooms offer a very good source of protein to replace animal protein, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of science involved in growing mushrooms. What would you say like are some of the big challenges you face with your business?
Yeah, for example, acquiring the substrates, the right substrates. For example, for lion's mane, you need a very specific kind of wood. For example, you need the oak tree wood to be able to grow them. And if you go to a wood store or whatever, they just have a mixed substrate with pine and eucalyptus, which are not good for growing that kind of mushroom. So, for example, finding the right wood, um, also the sterile conditions to be able to grow them inside the lab, that is very difficult as well. I'm overcoming that anyway, but yes, I feel like every day has a very different and new challenge. Like every time you grow and every time you advance, well, there's more and more challenges coming through
So a lot to learn on this
on the way.
path.
Yes, especially because I'm not a biologist or a
Mm,
biochemist, so yes, I'm doing it in a very empiric manner.
hmm.
I hope, yeah, that knowledge doesn't become an obstacle in my process.
And I don't know, like if I don't want to call this like an unconventional path, but um, what would you say are some of the difficulties or the good things you face with your career, both the business you're growing and your yeah, your work as a performer, as an actor, as a dancer?
Well, I think that one of the great lessons I've had in both paths are um, yeah, patience. Yeah, there are some things that just uh, move out of your control, and you just need to wait and be patient and hope for things to come out the best way, because you already put your spirit, your time, uh, yeah, your body doing all these things, and then you just need to wait for an answer. In the context of the arts, you just need to wait for the casting director or the director to tell you like, oh yes, we want to work with you, you're the right one for the role. Or yeah, in for example, I use a moon calendar for my cultivating.
Mhm.
It always tells me when to prepare the substrate, when not to work. And yeah, this week I didn't use it, and I worked a day that I didn't have to work. Like there's a very thick and big red stripe within the calendar,
Uh-huh.
which says try to avoid work. And I didn't notice it, so I worked that day, and now I'm just waiting at least for a week to know if I ruined my work, if the
Uh,
work is working. So yes, I think that I've had to deal with the most is my anxiety, so I just need to
mm.
be patient.
Yeah, I mean, patience goes a long way, and but it's also difficult to because to have a lot of like emotional strength and resilience when, for
Yeah,
example, things don't go the way you plan or the way you think they were going to be. And with arts, it's kind of like all the time you're having those questions and those doubts maybe of um if I can make it, if I can like am I am I doing enough? That's some questions that I dealt with a lot. And I think also it's really important to be kind to yourself because arts demand a lot of you. Like you put everything out there, and it's really hard to be on display, I would say, like all the time because that's what art require. And with these kinds of professions, they just you have to develop like thick skin, unfortunately. But I would agree, of course, that patience goes a long way, and also to be kind and to know that if you're putting your best foot forward, things eventually will come your way, and that's like the greatest satisfaction of this type of careers, I think.
I totally agree. Thank you for your kind words. I feel like yes, in the end, if everything um goes as much as you gave yourself into it,
Mm,
yes, the result, yeah, it should be fine, or it shouldn't matter in
yes, it's like
shouldn't matter. But yeah, what's important is the process. In the
the
end, if
process.
things don't go out as you planned, well, you have
You
so
try.
many other chances, right?
Yeah, and you learn from each process and from each fall also. But just to keep going, I think it's also really important not to insist a lot with arts.
Exactly, not to stop at all.
Mm,
I feel that in the end, those are the ones who make it, the ones who didn't stop. Yeah.
yeah. So thank you so much, Mateo, so for your time, for your words. I will be leaving on the comments your Instagram, the Instagram for your mushroom business for people to go and check it out.
Thank you
Um,
so much.
no, thank you. Thank you. It's been a real pleasure talking with you today. So, we are also very excited for your next projects. Do you want to mention maybe the platforms you're in where
Yeah,
people
sure.
can check your work?
Of course. So, for example, there's this movie Malta, which is a Colombian movie. I think it's a very good one. It's on Netflix.
Hmm.
Romina, which was my first TV series, it's also on Netflix. And then in Amazon Prime, you have Los Iniciados, The Initiates, the second movie, not the first one, and Rigo. That's a TV series. You can find it.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and thank you everyone to that came here to listen today. We'll be sharing, as I said, Mateo's socials on the comments, and please go check out all of his performance on the mentioned platforms.
All right. Thank you for your time, Margarita, for all your words and for asking me such interesting questions. Um, have a very lovely birthday. I love you.
Thank you. Until next time.
Until next time. Bye.